Your lordship, forgive me for not welcoming you with the appropriate obeisance. We were told that you would prefer to arrive on Footfall incognito, and so we are trying to attract as little attention as possible. Yes, that is what we asked for. I'm here on behalf of the Liege of Footfall, Lord Vladim Tokara. The Liege awaits the chance to speak with you at his residence, but if you happen to have other business to attend to, I can serve as your guide and tell you about the station. Cassia's lip curls slightly. This is so familiar. Behind the amber-colored scattering of words of welcome, far less appealing hues lurk, murky and diluted. The look of someone accustomed to lying and hiding their intentions. What is the situation on Footfall? There are certain problems, your lordship, but the Liege can acquaint you with them far better than I. Awareness test succeeded. Behind her polite, soft tone, you detect the slightest hint of nervousness. It is as if she is reciting a reply she has carefully prepared beforehand. You really should talk to the Liege about this. She doesn't have a chance to say the rest.
Hey, newcomers!
Oh.
How's this for a warm welcome?
Well now. Why are there mutinies everywhere we go?
I'll bleed you dry.
Okay, we can still get our characters in a position, so this doesn't count as a surprise attack against us, apparently. We've got a bunch of people hiding out here. Apparently they took out her and her guards, but none of us. I mean, thanks, I guess? I'm curious to see how her ability works, because we don't know it yet. Where she gets to draw battle lines. Let's put ourselves into cover here. Argenta. Maybe we'll put you there. And then our frontliners. Pascal. Here, Abelard. Can't make it to there, actually. Who can? Pascal, we'll put you there then. Abelard, you can go into cover here. And Cabela, where can you... Nowhere. Okay, you can go where Cassia is. So Cassia, move over a square. And Cabela can go into cover there. Sure. Let's start the battle. So Cassia, you can draw front line, back line, and rear. The Grand Strategist marks an area of 4x4 cells on the battlefield. The front line. All allies in the front line gain +11 bonus to armor, and all enemies suffer a +11 more damage from any source. The front line can be moved using this ability again. Backline. The Grand Strategist marks an area of 5x2 cells on the battlefield, the backline. All allies in the backline area gain +11% cover efficiency and dodge, and +20% dodge reduction. Backline can be moved. And then rear, 5x2 on the battlefield. All allies in the rear area deal more damage with ranged attacks and gain +10% over penetration and 10% critical hit chance. Interesting. So we want the front line where our melee characters are currently fighting. Backline is probably for support units, because they're all focused on just surviving. Cover efficiency. And then rear is people who are actually shooting out. Okay. So front line. Maybe we'll go with that.
That is foolishness.
You can't see it, so it can't be a front line.
Possible.
Well, that's troubling. Where can you get to? So I can get this back guy, but then this guy is awkwardly not counted as part of it, even though he's definitely within the square. Because it goes around a corner, I suppose. Well, we can move it later. This would be an ideal spot. Otherwise, we could push it up to like here so that Pascal gets the bonuses. But I think this side, because we've got 2 of our melee characters here. So maybe we'll just go with like this.
I am a navigator, not a servant.
Does it stay marked? It does. Good. So our rear, benefiting our... Can I rotate this? Seriously, how do I rotate it? R? Middle mouse? Seems weird that they would have a 2x5 line that I just can't rotate around. Let's see if there's controls. Hate having to do this, but... Rotate speed of the camera, rotate... Rotate camera. There's got to be something to rotate and attack. Dialogue choice, action bar. Like when you've got area attacks that are different sizes, there's got to be a way to rotate it. Rotate the camera, move the camera, hold position. No, nothing looks related. Scrolling doesn't do it. Well, then I guess I will mark you two
Isn't this a job for the serf?
as the rear. And then backline. Wait. It just arbitrarily chooses to turn on its own? No, what? Why? Oh, it's based on angle from her, maybe? So things that are this far over, it's automatically gonna mark as a side? That's awkward. And there's no way for me to mark both of you. Yeah, this whole thing is just a bit awkward to use. Not a fan. That's just silly. Well, Cassia, you're the one I want protected most.
I'm not
So,
accustomed to being ordered around.
but that's just awkward how that doesn't work the way I think it should. Alright, we can get a bunch of them to move out of position. So perhaps I shall.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain.
This, I think, unfortunately, there's no way to not hit my allies with it. So what else do I have left? I could voice a command and then give someone a free turn. Maybe we'll give... I can't give Ignatius a free turn. Oh, he's too far away. Well, we'll give him voice of command anyway.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And then I can use bring it down because he's got voice of command.
If I may.
Alright, so I could give him ignite on himself for free on his turn, on this free turn, so when it actually gets to his turn, he can then use it on a bunch more people. Which is probably a fine choice. Although, are any of these people actually... Okay, you guys have real health. You do as well. But most of these people don't actually have much health. You do as well. 40 health. Yeah. Light yourself on fire. It's fine.
Curse you, miscreant!
Curse you, miscreant. Talking to himself.
Purposes.
Alright. Good start to the fight. Back to you. Should I change the front line since I moved a bunch of people around? Something to be said for that. So I could grab all of these people in the new front line. Or we could just leave it there. But it's only covering 2 people.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
That's fine. Cabela. You're unfortunately not going to kill this guy, I don't think. Oh, aim for opening. So he wants to be attacked from this side, like the far side. That's awkward. That's cool, though. His opening's on the far side. I didn't even see you two over here. Random workers, they're just ignoring the conflict. Alright. Oh, we've got more guys even back here. Okay, cool. Well, let's send Cabela forward to here. And then have her do blade dance.
As the tenants demand. My blade whispers your name.
Okay. Switch to the two-handed. Do another big ol' strike. Probably. Yeah, that'll kill him.
The shadows will see it done. Death is a blessing.
Then I could have you do a jump. Hard to tell. Okay, the line of where you can jump is there, so you can't actually jump to that spot, which is what I was wanting. This is fine.
Trust me. Brings me no pleasure.
Then I could have you jump again. Maybe here? How much damage is this doing? 11. So you wouldn't manage to kill this one, unfortunately. But you could do a lot of damage to him.
I shall not.
Oh, never mind. You killed him. One action left. Good acrobatic artistry to get all the way back to here. And perhaps that's what I'll do.
Trust me.
Just because I don't want you to be rushed by everyone. Okay. Switch back to your two-handed weapons.
Look out.
Oh, dude. That is some weapon. 105 damage. Bloodstained Amelia. You have a name. Okay. Air of Authority. All allies gain bonus to weapon skill and ballistic skill test. Combat Shotgun. Knives Out, whatever that does. Air of Authority. Cut the sinews. If this creature dies, its allies receive 1 additional attack per turn for 2 turns. That's also bad. Alright, what are we going to do with you? Do this to boost him and harm them.
Request approved.
You've got some area attacks, yes? Yeah. We'll do analyze enemies on this guy.
Running binary override.
And then, oh, right. Wasn't watching how many AP I had left. That's fine. Step forward. And hit him. Which won't kill him, sadly. Just gets really close. Unless you crit. Alright. Good enough for me.
Let's make it quick.
Scared yet?
Let's get to it.
Nice hit.
My way.
Did you just
Part of the trial.
run away taking a hit? Prone. Okay. He doesn't have an injury. Argenta. You could step back in range. You can't do rapid fire. Huh. Oh, you can with this gun. Okay. Okay, yeah. So we could go here. What are your chances to hit? Terrible, and they include him. Not ideal. If you instead had the sniper rifle, and we're standing here, what are your chances to hit you? Okay. Then we can actually attack. So I don't know if that counts as you being inside of this area when you step over there. But that's not terrible. Let's mark you as prey.
Rejoice in battle.
Then we'll take a shot on you. With a chance to kill the person behind you.
Doubt is for the weak.
Then we'll run and gun.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Take another shot on you.
I'll do it.
I could do her firearm mastery. If we use the bolter instead,
This is unacceptable.
it's not going to tell us what our chances to hit are. Because this would allow us to have 4 specifically place shots, which could be really good. Let's go for it.
In the will of the righteous.
Only 44%. It's not as good as I was hoping. Probably partially due to Rebel and Slaughter being triggered. If I could kill a few people, then yeah, if I could kill a few people, then I could do the Rebel and Slaughter, which would allow us to get rid of Winded.
As the Emperor.
One shot there. What's your difficulty level? 2. Which means if I marked you as prey, I would just get a bunch of temporary hit points. Meh.
I'll do it.
No, I want you to kill him.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
I was wanting you to kill him.
Doubt is for the weak.
Come on, Argenta. That was so many missed shots. Alright, Ignatius. Let's switch back to this. You can light her on fire.
Nothing I can't do.
Oh. You killed her too quickly.
Suits my purpose.
And then you have 6 health. I don't want to waste it on you. You have only 13. There we go. You're a real enemy with real amounts of health.
Nothing
Burn.
I can't do.
I guess we'll orchestrate flames on you, because why not?
So easy.
And then I don't really have anything else to do with my turn. Awkwardly enough. Wish I could orchestrate flames again on this guy, but it's fine. They should really be reconsidering their life choices with how quickly we've been mopping up all of these people. Okay. What do we do with you, Abelard? So this would be good if we used an attack that had a big area attack. There's no group of enemies that I can hit there. I had you charge. No, you can't really charge to anyone. You could charge to this guy and finish him off, and then still have your... No, that uses your movement to charge. So what if I just had you move forward to this guy and then attack? Good chance you would kill him. 40%, not really a good chance,
Follow my lead.
but I'll take it. Good. Then you can charge to this guy.
At your beck and call.
Perfect. Then you can endure. Not brace for impact, I meant endure. Ah, well.
I will do my duty.
Steering breach would give him a bunch of MP. 4 MP, which is probably not enough to get to this person. Just wondering if there's any way I could have him do even more. Doesn't look like it. It's fine. You'll end your turn here. Cassia, what to do with you? Yes, I could move her over here. You guys all have basically no health. Nope. Can't see them. Here then? There we go. Just kill all of them with that. Seems easy enough. So if that's the plan there, then can I... No. I can kill one of these guys. Probably, yeah. I guess that's the thought. We kill this guy.
Me? If you insist, Lord Count.
Only costs 1 AP.
At least.
Then we use this. No, it's showing that it's not affecting them. I was hoping it might, but it does not. So I guess we'll move you here and then use this to take out those 3.
Be careful not to cross my gaze. Face the navigator's might.
Ah. She's so powerful. And then I assume you still can't see them. Oh, you can't even see any of this area over here. No, it's actually thinking that might affect them. Go for it.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Okay. That one took some extra damage. Didn't die, sadly. We could arrange the battle lines again, but meh.
Me,
There.
if you insist.
Now
Lord
you
Captain.
are getting better cover bonuses. Cabela, what can I do with you? Oh, you can run all the way over here? Really? I mean, go for it, I suppose.
A dance of blades and shadows. As the tenets demand. The other side awaits.
Okay. Are these the last enemies? Yes. Alright, we'll use your ability.
Let not the righteous fear. May their blades be sharp.
The shadows.
And jump over to this guy.
Trust me. Is a blessing.
Okay. Go team. The shivering young servant looks at you with horror in his eyes. Protect me. They killed. Fear not, young man. We took care of the attackers. Do you know who they were? Stop quivering, unwashed worm, and answer me. Who would dare to attempt such an outrageous attack? What was that? An attack right on the dock? This kind of thing happen often around here? Go and report this to the leech. Fear not, young man. We took care of the attackers. Do you know who they were? Your lordship, those guys were Anvers. They're a gang. They're the worst, I'm telling you. They're scared of no one, not even Liege Tokara. He glances around like he's expecting more bandits to appear. Does this kind of thing happen often around here? Shooting, yes. Attacks on nobles, not very often, unless it's the Anvers. They're vicious. Not a week goes by without them killing and gutting somebody. They're wicked heretics. They respect nothing. They follow no rules. Alright, go and report this to the Liege. Yes, I'm sorry, your lordship. I'll go report to the Liege. They killed her. They killed my lady. Oh, this is terrible. Well, let's loot everyone, including the liege representative. Do you have anything of note? Someone had a combat shotgun. That's the one that we killed that had the awesome combat shotgun. We need... Oh, there is so much loot here. Basic chain swords, we don't care about that. Combat shotgun was pretty cool. Let's move all of those over. There's no way to quickly... I don't care about the primitive axes. We'll take the combat shotgun though, because that thing looked cool. Not that I know of who I would want to use it. How does it compare? It's one really powerful shot as opposed to your burst fire. And the range is terrible. Yeah, no. I think I'm going to keep you with your bolter. Okay, we've got other enemies here we haven't looted. Goods. Oh, not trying to get in your way, worker. Leaflet. We need no rulers. We are not an organization. We are a force of nature. ANV. Probably anvil. Or anvers. Whatever it was. Okay, just trying to see what all we can find and loot. Big open area here. So that's where our ship is. So the map is turned from how I currently have my view. That's the direction the map is. So let's talk to this Opticon 22, since he shows up on the map. Speaking a bunch of binary, which I'm not going to bother trying to translate right now, the tall hunched tech priest stares at you unblinkingly. A breathing mask conceals his gaunt features. The skin on his hands is of a sickly gray hue, while his augments show signs of combat damage and are plated in black chromium, giving him a general air of lugubriousness. Initiating identification procedures. This unit is defined as Logis Opticon 22 and is a fully authorized representative structural part of the Cognizance fleet and the priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Access to has been granted to the following options: information exchange, strengthening of diplomatic links, trade deals, donations. So is he our new trader now that we are off of that other world? Initiating official greeting procedures for esteemed high-value visitors. Glory, success to House von Valencius. A binaric aria begins to flow from the scratched box attached to the tech priest's chest, requesting information exchange regarding a contractual obligation, Logistikar Theta. Pascal and Opticon 22 exchange glances and a short series of binaric signals before bowing their heads in satisfaction. Opticon 22's head bows noticeably lower than Pascal's. What is Logistikar Theta? Under the contractual obligation in question, 34.761 Terran cycles ago, Explorator Cognizance Fleet received from representative authorized units of the Von Valencius dynasty a volume of high-grade promethium equal to the fuel capacity of 6 Tantalian void tankers. Received it and then didn't pay. Compensate. Remunerate. Settle accounts. Should I go on, or is that enough synonyms? The stipulated payment reciprocal offering from the Cognizance fleet can be made to Von Valencius assets in the current time, after which the contractual obligation will be fulfilled archived. Confirm your status regarding acceptance of the payment reciprocal offering. You waited 30 years to pay up? You're saying that my dynasty has had extensive business dealings with you. What payment can I expect? I confirm I'm willing to accept the payment. No payment is needed. Consider the promethium my gift and a sign of my hope for collaboration in the future. Probably not. You waited 30 years to pay up. Execution of payment reciprocal offering is in accordance with the specifications of the contractual obligation. Allocation of assets from the holdings of the Cognizance fleet was initiated after when the tankers reached the main squadron, 14.905 Terran cycles after the initial transaction. The asset allocation process concluded 2.663 Terran cycles later. Transportation of assets to the Furabunda system took 16.862 Terran cycles. Final delivery of assets to Footfall took 0.331 Terran cycles. However, you had been purchasing fuel for a squadron at the other end of the Imperium. You may have never had to pay it back, had to pay at all. We would have turned to dust before you made it there and back. You are saying that my dynasty has had extensive business dealings with you. This statement is true. The Cognizance fleet concluded 1,292 contractual obligations with the von Valancius dynasty, as represented, led, and administered by the counterparty identified as Theodora von Valancius. The most substantial was Pact 8 Yule, in accordance with which Archmagos Cubus Delphim Data Usher of the Sevenfold Hallowed Workshop of the Sacred World of Euphrates II was transferred to the planet Kiba Gamma to perform the duties of minister as its fabricator censor. The service of such a highly enlightened, enhanced, authorized servant were recompensed via the offering of, paid for with, a 7-year contract granting the fleet's exploration vessels maintenance privileges at the Kiaba Gamma facilities. That is true. In the last couple of decades, Lady Theodora took pains to form a strong relationship with the Cognizance fleet. She turned down a dozen candidates looking for the right tech monitor to watch over the Kiaba Gamma. What payment can I expect? Universal Mobile Orbital Deployment Extractium's Astra Aratar processing complexes in the quantity stipulated in the contractual obligation. Each unit has undergone a cycle of maintenance liturgies which has been assessed for conformance to the sacred standard template construct. Great creations of the Omnissiah, blessed be his beneficence, which has bestowed upon these complexes industrial might and a full cycle of reproduction and life support. Well, then I confirm I'm willing to accept the payment. I don't know what you are actually giving me. Mobile Orbital Deployment Extractiums. Okay. We saw on some of the planets that they had options to deploy extractions, or extractiums or something, in order to get resources. So probably they're giving me several extractiums that can be used to extract resources from planets. Then I confirm I'm willing to accept the payment. The request is accepted. The sacred machines will be loaded into the hold of your vessel. The contractual obligation, Logistar Theta, is concluded. The Cognizance fleet thanks House von Valancius for its cooperation. I seek the friendship of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The priesthood of the Adeptus Mechanicus is interested in, considers expeditious cooperation with rogue traders. Under the terms of the Treaty of Mars, it is willing to provide services to the von Valancius dynasty. The priority of service tasks can be raised if diplomatic links are strengthened. The Cognizance fleet will be glad alternative unavailable to accept any samples of sacred technology, samples of profane xenotech, miscellaneous items, reminder, storage, study, and or disposal of aforementioned objects with the exception of 3 miscellaneous items is the preferential right of the Adeptus Mechanicus. The Explorator fleet will also accept information about planets in the Koronus Expanse that have not previously been recorded in the planetary register. Why do you want information about planets? Omnifaceted study of the Koronus Expanse is the sacred mission operational objective of the Cognizance fleet. Information about the planets and star systems of the Koronus Expanse will be compiled, studied, and transferred to the holy repositories of Mars upon completion of the Great March of the Exploration mission. This process increases the totality of knowledge and decreases the totality of ignorance in the universe. Why are you interested in xenotech? Isn't that heresy? The Cognizance fleet finds it reasonable to believes that forbidden knowledge in the hands of the laity causes destruction and violations that go against the Omnissiah's will. Weakness of mind and will unleashes xeno-heresy, which consumes the laity whole. An example that demonstrates the outlined pattern: a void station in the system of Landgren Belt. According to data available to the Cognizance fleet, the heretics on the station have trade relations with xenos for the sake of obtaining dangerous and pernicious technology. The destruction of these heretics is of high priority, but not high enough to demand immediate action. I have some questions. Information assistance will be provided. Opticon 22, that's a strange name. The designation Opticon is an identifier with an illustrious history, a significant number of archive references, and is used by many explorators in the Cognizant's fleet. The extension 22 is a custom edition made by the current unit designated to highlight the unit's unique personality. What is the Cognizant's fleet? The Cognizant's fleet is an exploratory fleet produced by the Adeptus Mechanicus for the purpose of surveying, optionally conquering the Koronus Expanse. The fleet's core squadron is located in Data Classified, while auxiliary echelons and autonomous void vessels are operating throughout the entirety of the Koronus Expanse. May the Omnisci's favor be with my tech comrades. Pascal reverently touches the explorator's insignia on his robes. You are an explorator, then why are you here instead of exploring faraway systems? This unit functions as a senior planetary scout with the duration of Data Classified procedural cycles. It was distinguished with 3 promotions by 1 grade, the right to a Tier 2 sacred augmentation, a notation in the fleet-wide archive as a valuable asset. After a reconnaissance mission in the Tenaris system, this unit was promoted to the rank of Logis and transferred to Footfall in order to perform the functions appropriate for its current status. There's something close to wistfulness in Opticon 22's otherwise emotionless voice. My archive contains data on the reconnaissance of the Tenaris system and associated special circumstances. I express my respect for a veteran and adherent of the fleet. Valid assessment. The Tenaris system was a great test of faith, an assessment of the unit's durability threshold, an act of destructive xenocide. So what happened in the Tenaris system? Pascal and Opticon 22 turn to you with a snap. In unison, Data Classified. What are you doing on Footfall? This unit performs a residential representation, maintenance of the bureaucratic machine for the purpose of ratification of the insulating boundaries, management of the Kappa thread supply line, compilation of astrographic reconnaissance data. Abelard lets out a long and heavy sigh. There was once a tech acolyte in Lady Theodore's retinue who knew the unique language of the esteemed tech priest. I only began to realize the true value of his abilities after he'd been devoured by a xenobeast on some nondescript world. Pascal, do these words have translation? A hiss of static resembling a sigh comes out of Pascal's vox. Opticon 22's function can be conveyed through flesh speak as functioning as the fleet's diplomatic mission, overseeing shipments, ensuring that the laity does not encroach upon the explorator's sphere of interest, and collecting data on star systems. Which is basically what he said. The fact that we needed a translation is kind of sad. Why are you here and not, say, at the Legis Palace? Prolonged communication with lay people of high social standing causes this unit vexation, a desire for forceful cessation of vital functions, grief, decline in motivation, righteous fury, willingness to initiate purity protocol. Remaining in an area of repair and maintenance of sacred machines is beneficial to this unit's cognitive functions. I totally get it, man. This statement is true. The behavioral dynamics typical of lay people are frequently devoid of logical patterns and are taxing to analyze. I have no more questions. Information assistance mode deactivated. Let's make a deal. Well, we can buy a bunch more medkits for free, and so we shall. Stim. User immediately gains 4 movement points and 4 action points for the next turn, and their movement points and action points are reduced by minus... Oh, for their next turn, their movement points and action points are reduced by -2. So it gives you a boost in your current turn at a penalty to... smaller penalty to a future turn. Or the next turn. Interesting in theory. I don't know if I'll use it, but I will grab it. Deflection gloves. These gloves allow the wearer to parry melee attacks with their ranged weapon using ballistic skill instead of weapon skill. So kind of the opposite of what Cabela's deflecting of ranged attacks. This allows ranged people to deflect melee attacks. Cool. We'll grab the machine right sets. Target designator. Whenever the wearer hits an enemy with a deadeye shot, it reduces the enemy's deflection by 1 and applies 1 exploit until the end of combat. Stacks up to 3 times. I mean, neither of our people that can do Deadeye Shot, which comes from the long laser sniper rifles, need exploits, but I assume those are just generic exploits that can be used by our operatives. So we'll grab that and see if we want to use that on either of our snipers. The mobile extractium requires us to have a profit factor of 35, which we don't. So it's cool that they've given us some of them. Though how many we don't know. They're not in our... Oh, they are in our inventory. We're just carrying these around. We have 2 of them. Just carrying that on our back, I guess. And we could potentially get some of these other things. If we raised our relationship. And for them, the relationship meter goes way up to 21. Wow. So yeah, before where it topped out at like 4. This guy we can do deals with for a long time. So we could give him holy gifts and heretical trophies. We organized by name. Just so we can find them. We give him holy gifts. We don't have enough heretical trophies. But sure, we'll give him those. Just because they're worth a lot. And we'll hold on to everything else. If we had a strong need for one of these other weapons, then we could potentially buy up to it, but I don't think we need any of those. An omniscient axe that might be better than the one that Pascal's using is good to keep in mind. Okay, so this target designator fits into what slot? That goes into our metronome slot, or where we currently have our metronome. Oh, or this other one. So effectively our ring slot. Sure. Actually, probably better to give it to Argenta. I think she uses ranged attacks with her sniper more than we do. Okay. What else do we have in the area? We've got some more goods on this servitor body here. Enforcer Light Carapace. The same, effectively the same as Synth Skin that we're currently wearing. Except our Synth Skin gives us a bonus to dodge. Can anyone else use it? I guess that's the question. Is anyone else using something worse? Yes. This is better than your Carapace chest piece. You've got special armor that gives you bonuses. You've got better armor. You have worse armor, but you get cool bonuses. And you have better armor. So we can give this to Cassia. Yeah. And then your armor, we will send to cargo. Some more goods here. That's just a normal shotgun. Okay. I've already looted those thugs. Some goods back here. This looks like a puzzle. 1, 3, 4, 5. That we probably need to push at a certain rate, and maybe it'll allow us access to those goods. Probably something will explain the puzzle.
Alpha Row, the best dock on Footfall. It is clean, well equipped, and caters to a higher class of traveler. By local standards, that is.
Okay. I'm writing to inform you that 2 days ago, the discharge was interrupted by a raid launched by the Anvers gang. In the attack, 3 load servers servitors were put out of commission. Furthermore, one cargo container, serial number FVDA1-16165, was stolen along with its contents. See, that's the sort of note that I would expect to see a clue in. I would expect that to be our clue, but this doesn't have a 6. And this map is getting big. More over time. So maybe I will hold off here and we will finish exploring this area later, next week when we continue. I hope you all had fun and enjoyed watching. Yeah, and we're gonna leave it here. See you guys next week. Bye.